Today's episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability Upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. GG Retrobox. Get 3 to 5 games from your favorite series, consoles, and game genres delivered to your doorstep every month with GG Retrobox, the ultimate retro gaming subscription box for video game enthusiasts. Use code GRS15 at checkout to get 15% off your first box. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
Kicking It Old School is back. We've been gone for a month, but we've come back and we're stronger than ever. How was that?
It sounds like Eddie Murphy with the G.I. Joe song. G.I. Joe go underwater, found the cave, kind of thing in the bathtub.
Go Joe.
So how you been?
Shnikes. Well, first of all, Steven, how you doing? It's been like a month.
It's been a minute, huh? It's been 4
It
weeks. 4 weeks, and I'm so happy to be back because you get out of the routine of every Friday. It's always you get into the routine of doing this show every Friday, and then you stop for 4 weeks, and it's kind of like
weird.
I know I need to be somewhere tonight. Oh yeah, the show. But you're out in the middle of nowhere with like crappy internet and all that stuff, right? So it's pretty cool. So G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, a video game Vegas. Let's do this.
Let's
introduce everybody.
Let's introduce everyone, and we'll start going through it. I mean, it's been like a month. I've been carrying the weight around here as usual. Steven was out partying and going to concerts and seeing family and doing
I'll tell
things
you
where
guys
I'm
all about it.
yeah, where I'm losing friends and losing everything else in life. But Steven's on the upkeep, and I'm on the downward spiral. So with
Okay,
that,
how enthusiastic is that? Awesome.
let's start
All
going.
right, so we're going to welcome some folks here.
Yeah,
So,
good. You start off.
iiRcade. I don't know if that's supposed to be pronounced like that, but hello, welcome, Goofyfoot, once again, a regular. Video Game Vegas, Game Broker 84, Green Sammy 87, Hobby Hands. He's totally a regular. But maybe he's regular. Maybe the fiber. I don't know. Anyways,
Gotta have the fiber.
Add the fiber. Yeah. Pliskin's Run, another regular. Hobby Hands. Like I said, let's see here. Jason the AI. We're gonna just call him the AI. Jason the AI.
He is. He's incredible. He's everywhere.
Yep. He's everywhere. He's where you want him to be and don't want him to be sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Andy's Game Room, Green Sam 87 again. Peter McNabb, welcome. JJ. Who else we got? This thing's scrolling like really fast here. Jeff D, Stephen M, Paul Barnes, welcome again, Mr. Regular. 720 Eric. And who else we got? I don't want to repeat too many. GRS Arcade, welcome. JR, did you shoot somebody, JR? Jim the Pacers fan and Sir Sega and TMC NY. So yo, what's up and welcome. And Brooklyn Menace. So where have I been gone for 4 weeks? I will not say that I went on a spiritual thing or anything like that. No, I didn't do any of that. So the first weekend was a family reunion in the middle of the bush. In my uncle lives.
Wait a minute, you went to a family reunion in the bush? You mean like
in the woods?
In
the woods.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
In the woods.
We say bush. I don't know what we're talking about. I want to make sure.
Yeah. You know, and then Pliskin's Run saying Porn Island. I could see where your mind went right there. So, so basically, it was a big family reunion. There was food there till the cows came home, essentially. So I went there with my son because my wife and my daughter was working and she got sick, and my wife had a broken foot. So it was just me and my boy, and we went down, had a good time, and it was hot as hell, so it was awesome. But that was the second week. So the first weekend that I missed here, I went to a rock concert. It's called Rock on the River, and there was the following people there. So there was a Canadian band called Honeymoon Suite that maybe some people in the chat, if you know Honeymoon Suite, do say so in the chat. After that, who came on after that? Lita Ford. So she was there. Ford. Yeah, Lita Ford. She really brought it. My son was like, "Holy shit, Dad, she's awesome." Yeah. And
still looks good. Still looks good.
You know what? She's 64 or something like that.
She's up there.
Like, damn.
Oh, and she was still living daylights out of you. She would totally knock you out.
She was wearing all leather, rocking that guitar. It was awesome. And then her whole band was like all young guys. It's pretty funny.
Of course.
So basically, Lita Ford was there, and okay, so Brett Michaels from Poison, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, and the ex-lead singer of Journey was there. So basically, but they weren't there with the whole band. So Journey wasn't all there, and basically the guy that was there, I forget his name. If you guys know Journey,
everyone's got to know Journey. I'm sorry if they're watching this channel, they got to know Journey. It's just
If you guys don't know Journey, you guys need to really get your head checked. Or really, come on. So okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna tell you who one of the lead singer was. It wasn't Steve Perry. He wasn't there. Steve Augury. So Augury. Anyways, that's that guy. Andy's Game Room's got it. He was the one that was there singing. He lost his voice. So Brett Michaels, Steve Augury, and Dee Snider, they were killing it. It was awesome. It was great. So that was the first week. Second week was the family reunion I spoke about. The third week was the pinnacle. I had bought tickets for this concert in December of last year. So it was Def Leppard, Journey, the current version of Journey, and Cheap Trick. But
all
what was
good, all
supposed
good bands.
oh
All
yeah,
good
yeah,
bands.
but who was supposed to be there was Heart. It was supposed to be
Oh
their
yeah.
first, and poor Ann Wilson, she got operated for cancer related stuff, and they had to cancel the whole thing on their part. So
Nancy,
Cheap
no
Trick took
joke.
their
Nancy Wilson was the
still
I
look.
was 200, I was like 255 pounds. I saw Heart's Heart album, These Dreams and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I
And
saw
I love
Nancy
that album.
Wilson and I stopped eating. I lost 90 pounds in 3 months for Nancy
That'll
Wilson.
make it.
No
She'll make
joke.
you do stuff like that.
She will definitely make you do stuff.
Well, look at it this way. So it was supposed to be Heart. So essentially, Cheap Trick took the place of Heart, which I was not enthusiastic about it. So basically, no. I didn't take 3 weeks off. This was on weekends. So, but I did have 2 weeks of vacation time from my job in there. So it started the week before Def Leppard. No, the week of Def Leppard, and then the following week. So, so the concert was amazing. It was in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at the
I
Rogers Centre, which is
want you to want me. I
oh yeah. You know
need
what?
you to need
You know what
me.
song? You know what song was the one? Like, I'm not a big Cheap Trick fan. I don't hate them or anything. I just it's not it's not my favorite band, right? So essentially, my kids were there too. So my kids were like, they didn't know really who Cheap Trick was. They knew who Journey was in some of their songs, and
They
Def
probably knew a
Leppard,
couple
I
girls in the
brainwashed them at
corner
an
that were a
early age.
Cheap Trick.
Yeah, right. So, so basically, there's a song called "Busted" by Cheap Trick. I love that song. I think it's great. So I've sort of discovered, you know what I mean. So Video Game Vegas says my late uncle my
Yeah.
late uncle was friends with the lead singer. That dude is okay. So I'm gonna explain something about Cheap Trick. The guitar player, I forget his name, the guy with all the fancy guitars and all the different guitars with the two legs and all that. That dude had some severe case of arthritis. He's
Ooh.
74 years old and he still killed it. He still rocked the place and everybody lost their friggin' minds. Rick Nielsen. Yeah. And it was like, so Zero Redux said he went to Cheap Trick Journey Def Leppard concert. You know what I forgot to
Yep.
get is a shirt, a concert shirt.
You really got no shirts?
Well, no, there was there, but I said,
Yeah.
oh, I'll go check it out later. And then by the time I got out of there, it was all closed up and all gone. I was like, shit. So I was like, damn it. So in a nutshell, I was like, and then you go online to buy one. It's like $50 plus whatever shipping.
That's probably cheaper than the show. It's probably $100 at the show.
No, it was $50 Canadian at the show. So I was like, oh man, I should have got it there. So what we did, my kids, to answer the question in the chat, I forget who asked it. Somebody was asking how old are your kids. So basically, my son, he's 19 years old, loves Def Leppard. I brought him up right. And my daughter, she's 16. She knew Def Leppard, but she didn't really know, oh, Journey sings that song or Cheap Trick sings that song. And I've always listened to that stuff in the car, right? So anyways, we stayed in the Rogers Center. So I bought these tickets back in December and we were sitting in the front third row. We were 20 feet away from everything. And it just, they lost their minds. My kids were like, oh, this is the best concert ever, blah, 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 blah. And we stayed in the Rogers Center, so that cost a pretty penny, but it was way better. We just went up to the hotel room and slept and took off the next day. So that was that weekend. And we were supposed to go to Canada's Wonderland, which is kind of our Disney park thing or whatever. But it was raining. So that killed everything. So headed back. So the following week was a different family reunion, which was that. And I'm pooped out and back at work now. So it's all good. So it's Wagner's Tech Talk.
Hold on. Before we get
Wow.
to that, Jay asked a question about who wants to make a Zaxxon, which you could do right on our website with the Build-A-Cade. There should be a link right there for the stencils. You want the stencils for the artwork. So you can definitely get it there. Or if you're on Facebook, on the official Build-A-Cade fan page. You can download it from the files section. And Wagner, I
Okay.
haven't seen Wagner in a while. Big friend. What, $25, man?
Welcome to the
he
show
could almost
again.
buy a
I welcomed
Build-A-Cade for
everybody
that.
earlier, but welcome.
He picked up his third Build-A-Cade, waiting for this Donkey Kong artwork to arrive. $50. I am literally. Where is it? I gotta find it. I changed all the stuff around when you were gone, Steven. I gotta try and find all my stuff. There we go.
Well, that's
I'm
your own damn
insane.
fault.
$49 for what you get in that kit. I'm absolutely insane. I mean, I am losing money on it. I am, but there's a reason.
Crazy Glenn.
I want people to have their own Donkey Kong Jr. Popeye. In fact, I still have to build my Fix-It Felix and Castlevania. I have from Joe Sabos. He sent me a Fix-It Felix
Sticker
Jr.
kit.
A cab, with the same Nintendo artwork, and Castlevania.
Cool.
And I still have other ones I got to build. So, Wagner, first, you don't have to give $25. You are a longtime friend of the channel. I would get your chat in there, but I appreciate it. Wagner has been trying to help me out for years. I mean, years.
You should get him on the show.
Like, you got to do this. You got to do this.
I don't know if he does the face-to-face thing, but does he want to be on the show? Let's get him on the show.
Even if you're speaking.
You can't hear me? Did you mute me? Oh. I didn't mute myself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. So Glenn is muted. You're muted. So I was like, hey, what the hell? That's all his fault. Anyways, while he gets that fixed, I'll circle back to my Def Leppard thing. Anyways, the whole thing is that my kids, this is pretty funny. So Def Leppard was running around on their little stage there, and my son was waving to Rick Allen, which is the drummer with one arm, right? And he points in the general direction of my son. He's like, Dad, he pointed at me. This is great. So the 19-year-old just, Rick Allen made his day for pointing in the general direction, I guess. So made his day.
Remember,
so, Glenn.
Not
there you are. No, you're good.
It's not kicking old school, but some type of audio problem. It's just connects to phone disconnecting. So I don't know what you guys heard before or not.
That popping is back from earlier. That popping's
back.
Wagner's
a great guy. You guys know that already, I'm sure. Awesome guy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. Crackling's back from earlier.
Crackling's back.
Show. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can confirm it in the chat. If you guys hear it, or if it's just me. We hear you, but it's not good. Okay. That's good. It's not just me then. You need to invest and not be cheap in a good microphone. This is a 15-year-old
wireless microphones. It was
$6.
Yeah.
That crackle is happening. Video Game Vegas. So there's crackling. Yeah, it's crackling. Okay. So this is a budget show.
How's that? How's that?
Oh, that's much better. Oh shit, that's way better. Okay. Oh yeah, keep it on there. Whatever that is.
Again, it's not kicking old school. Without some audio problems. It's just what happens.
So anyways, my kids lost their minds, and Def Leppard, they were like, oh, the dude's pointing at me, and it was pretty funny. So impressionable 19-year-olds but everybody loved the show, and it was crazy loud and awesome. So this was my fourth time seeing Def Leppard.
Because you were pretty close to the front, weren't you?
Oh, we were like, okay, so before it cut out, we were sitting a third row from the front. We were about 20 feet away from the round stage.
Man, and you wearing like earplugs or nothing?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, that's and
we weren't right directly in front of the speakers. We were kind of in the center. There's not really speakers. So we were on the right-hand side of the stage towards the front. So we were right there. Perverts row. We were right there.
Video Game Vegas said something here. It's crazy to see. And it's a good when kids, I see these quality bands, and I'm kind of funny he said that because when you were at that, I was at.
I brainwashed them at an early age.
Well, you did, but they were enjoying it. I was at the Long Island Gaming Expo, and it was great seeing these literally 5 to maybe 10-year-olds playing Space Invaders, Breakout, Warlords.
Yeah, it's great.
It was really cool seeing them do all that. So that's what it's about. You know, father, son, mother, son, mother, daughter, father, daughter, just showing them things they didn't know. Like even Cole went with me to this show as well.
He looked so excited sitting in his chair.
He really wasn't, but he was enjoying himself.
He couldn't contain his enthusiasm.
And we only played, I think, one game together. There was a House of the Dead, the original House of the Dead game there. And we were playing that. And it was just good doing that with him before the show opened up. And then, of course, he was demonstrating the Target Pro, and we were playing some games there. So it was good. And, of course, John Hancock was there. I wish we're going to get to some other things with Gen X growing up in a minute, but first, I've known John Hancock for a number of years. I never actually met him, and this was the first time I actually met him. We shook hands, we talked.
That's cool.
And the same with Warren Davis, and Warren Davis is going to be on our show, I think. Let me check the calendar here. Warren Davis, our Kubert guy, will be here on the 6th, so September 6th, he'll be joining us. And again, I've known him for a number of years, but never met him. I felt bad. He actually asked me to dinner on Sunday night, but Cole had to be back in New York, and it was the show ended at like 5. We packed by 6, and it's like a 1.5 hour drive, and actually with traffic it was just under 2 hours. Cole got home just in time for what he needed to do. But it was a really good time out there, and people were enjoying the Build-A-Cades. It's funny because everyone wanted to buy them there. They want to be at the show, and I don't sell at the show. I only show you them, and if you want to buy them, you go to the website. The website. And I'm going to zoom here a little bit here. Bam. So these are the 3 big boys that really got a lot of attention at the show. And what's funny, what drove me crazy though, I'm selling the Build-A-Cade right now for $49.99. Right, it's $49.99. Still have to get a Raspberry Pi, yes, and yes, you have to get the artwork. But people are bitching about the $49.99. I couldn't believe it. Like, $49, I got to.
So there's a lot of people, I think, maybe not the listeners that we have in the chat room, but what do you get for $49.99 is pretty remarkable. You get all the plastic, you get the screen, you get the wiring. How many control panels do you get?
You get 1 control panel in the box, but you get a battery, the charging circuit, everything to build it minus the computer. Just put a Raspberry Pi in there. And
does it need to be a Pi?
For right now, yeah. So you could put it anywhere from honestly, a Pi A, 2, 3, and 4, but really 3 and 4 is directly supported. If you want to use a Pi 1 or 2, we show you how to build the image. You got to do it, and I did. I have a couple of my Build-A-Cades, right? My Pac-Man.
Okay, so a Pi 3 or 4 is what, about $40-$50 nowadays?
Yeah, I just bought 2 more Pi 3As they were used. I got them for $15.
Wow, there you go. So in the end, not a lot of money. Play whatever you throw at it.
But it was just
Keith
funny.
Put in the chat,
they were
by the way,
that's
the thing we
too
talked
much.
about.
That was too much money. That was one. And next people they wanted to buy the ones that were there. Like, I want to buy that one. Well, you can't. That's mine. Number 1. And number 2, if Nintendo saw me selling that, they'd put me in jail.
You'd be in trouble.
I can't do either one of those.
Yeah. So Keith was asking the same thing, by the way, in the chat, the shipping to Canada. So Glenn's aware of it. I think everybody's aware of it. Is that you pay $50 for the Build-A-Cade with the code, but it's $60 to ship it.
Right.
So I think
and there's possible duties. I know one person did get it, and I think they got charged duties. It's almost better if you know someone in the States, maybe have it shipped to them and to have them ship it to you as a family gift type of thing. That'll help.
Me and Glenn are going to try to get it here, but and then there's duties on top of that, which is
duties.
They just shake the box and they go, "Oh, this is worth $20 of duty," and then they just charge you whatever.
Duty.
So Keith is asking you to ship me. So Keith Keith and I are friends. So basically, if we could probably try to arrange it around Christmas time or something to have it shipped to me, and then I can take care of it.
Well, the thing is, by Christmas, the sale will be long over by then. That's the bad part. But it's almost, I think, worth someone in the States to open up their own business to have things shipped to them, and maybe they put it in a backpack and they walk it across the border.
Well, there is warehouses in the States, so there is
the buy stuff
warehouses in this. So what they do is you could ship to this warehouse anywhere from the U.S. and it's near the Canadian border, and the Canadians, they drive across, pick up their crap, and drive it across.
Now, when you go over, I never done it. When you go across the border, you obviously have to have a
driver's license, passport, whatever.
Passport, but you don't pay anything. right?
No, you don't pay anything. No, and sometimes I don't know. In the past, when I've brought goods over, they ask you what you bring over. They like if you're bringing back a gun, booze, cigarettes. I think they charge you duty right there on the spot. But I mean, if you're bringing back a TV, I don't think they care. They just bring the TV across and be done with it. So I imagine these Build-A-Cades would be about the same thing.
Right, but I know I've talked to the Buy Stuff store a couple of times before because they're in New York and they're also obviously in Canada. So if I could get them to buy some and some of Joe Saber's artwork, they'd have it there, and I assume it would be cheaper for you guys in the long run. Because they would have me ship it to their New York warehouse, which I've done in the past.
Yeah.
And then they would get it to Canada. I assume they drive it themselves. I don't know, but maybe hit up the Buy Stuff store, have them. I don't know what happened. They just never went anywhere. But maybe if they got what the heck's my son doing upstairs? He's like stealing his cake.
I hear the thumping. I actually hear it. Yeah, I hear it. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I guess, sir. He's practicing his breakdancing, his Australian breakdancing.
So I will say, the show.
I'm sorry, I had to say it.
The show was very good, but I'm learning a lot more about myself, and also about other people. Because I'm gullible. I think a lot of people are like me, are gullible with certain things, and you think the way you think. Other people think the same way. Like I've always, since I started my channel, since I started my YouTube channel, I don't do it as much now, but my end credits just be like 10 minutes long. So they're always promoting like other channels, other people, trying to showcase other people's stuff. Yeah. And I've always tried to do that. And, I've talked to, I'm not going to say who. I mean, John Hancock, he's a great guy, and I've sent stuff, so I'm not talking about John Hancock. But other people I've talked to about, I'm like, listen, come over, see the booth. And they either never come, or they do come. I'm like, listen, I would send you one, do an honest review. I don't care if you say it's good or bad. Just, I would like to send you something. And they never come to the booth. They never show. And it's very different, I guess. When you realize I'm a small guy, I'm a small fish in the ocean, but I'm trying to get it out there more so I can get you guys better stuff, more stuff, right? In order to make new products.
That's a reality of this stuff. It
is. And all these guys you think you're friends with, and at least you think you're friends with, and you find out they're full of tamales. So you know what it is? I've learned this in the past running my Xbox site is everybody's looking for the bigger boobies all the time, so to speak, if that makes sense. They're always looking for the next big thing, and if you're there, that's the problem. Mine is small. I have the next big thing, but it's small.
No, it's not that. It's they're always looking to. They're just following what's popular, and they don't care. You know what I mean? They just they're just following what instead of doing their own thing and following their instincts and their heart, they just don't. So I've learned that the hard way. Kind of like you, just sort of like you think people are really in the end.
Well, it's not. Again, it's not that they're not genuine or they're not nice people.
No, that's right. Yeah.
But like I really am passionate about my products. I think I have the best in the business of these products, and some of these guys have 2 or 3 million subscribers, and this is stuff they do show. They show these things, and I'm like, let's just come over to the booth. I mean, you're literally 15 feet away. Just stop over for 2 seconds. Just take a quick look, and they're like, yeah, and they never show. And then you go the next day, and they left it. They're gone from the event.
Yeah.
So that just drives me a little crazy. There's a few people I've seen a few times.
Smoke up your ass, basically.
They do. Maybe they hear it all the time. I don't know. But there's been a couple people I've seen at a couple of shows where I haven't even shipped them stuff, and it wasn't even a good review or bad review. They didn't even bother. So those things kind of bothered me a little bit. So
they
Stephen
just
M,
took
real
the
quick.
Product and that's it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Stephen's asking if when the Viper's released, will there be a Build-A-Cade package that will have the Viper included? So the original intent, Stephen. The original intent of the Viper was always for the Build-A-Cade. That was the original intent for it. And the reason is the Build-A-Cade is a STEM certified product. But to be quite honest, it's very difficult to sell to education. When you sell them a kit, you still have to find the Raspberry Pi to put with it. It's schools don't want to deal with it. So the Viper was always intended for that. So the answer is yes. To be quite honest, we'll blow these at $50 right now out because we want to include version 2 with some enhancements and the Viper included. But I can't do that until we sell out the initial batch of what I have in stock right now. So that's why we're kind of blowing these out. So we will be doing that with the Viper. And it was said there before, I think Video Game Vegas brought it before, for the iiRcade and the Viper that's included with that, which is the R-Cade 3566, which is the same kind as in the Viper. We've always planned to be upgradable. So we will be offering, maybe by the end of this year or early next year, I'm not quite sure, the Viper Venom, which is an R-Cade 3588. So we'll always offer
More powerful
offer both.
CPU.
Right. We will always offer both. The 3566 original Viper is very powerful, and it's also power efficient. So we're always going to offer that for a lot of different things. But we're going to be offering the 3588 for when it's always plugged in, not in a battery, or you just want, a beast of a machine. So we're always going to be offering both. And then good foot to our same point. It is a dick move. It is. But, these are very big YouTubers. And I guess since I consider myself a YouTuber and influencer to a degree, and they always say they see my stuff, I don't understand why just coming over to the booth for like 2 seconds, or just be honest. They can say, listen, I'm not interested. That's fine. I reached out to the 8-bit guy years ago, and we talked for a little bit. He goes, it's not for me. I'm like, okay. I thought the
At least he's honest about it.
He is. But I thought he's got
Well,
the little
that's the thing.
Clecos in his background, those little Cleco ones that you made me get all crazy on, Steven.
Yeah.
So I thought a Build-A-Cade would look great between these. It's not really enough for me. I'm like, okay. He's got his own mini computer he's working on, so that's fine. So it's a dick move to a point, but I guess I'm very naive to certain things. I really am with both
I'm
my
beyond
professional and also on a personal level. Because I always tell you guys at every show, I always say the same thing at the end of every show. What do I always say, Steven? Always tell family and friends that you love them, because tomorrow is never promised. And over the past maybe a year or two, with a lot of my close friends, I don't know if I burned bridges, but a lot of them are very upset with me, and it's kind of fallen apart, and I've been trying to fix it. I've put so much time into the YouTube channel. I put so much time to actually a job, right? We have to earn a living, right? We have to work. And then my side business, a lot of my personal relationships have kind of either gone or damaged. And I always tell you people, make sure you let people know you love them. And I guess I've even failed on that. So I've been trying to work on myself as of recently. I'm still working very hard with the Viper and all the products we want to come out with. But I'm trying to repair old relationships. And I don't know if I can, but, I'm trying. I mean, me and Steven are good, which is good. And obviously the people in the chat, I'm good. But some of my very personal relationships have just imploded.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna I don't have all the wisdom or anything like that, but I can offer you a little bit of, and this is unscripted, by the way. People come and go. That's the reality. People change.
They do.
In other words, what happens is people's lives change and fluctuates, right? So,
right.
In the end, and they have to. I think a lot of people don't take the time to appreciate the other side of the fence, so to speak. Like, you're a single dad raising Cole and all that stuff.
That's the thing now. He's 19.
That's a lot of work.
I've done my job. Now it's up to him. So I've done my job with him.
No, but you're still his dad, and he still needs you, right? So in other words, you're doing that by yourself. You don't have a wife or a partner, whatever, to say, hey, can you handle this today or whatever? You know what I mean? You're by yourself. You're a one-man show, and people don't understand that, I think, until they cross that bridge, right?
Well,
so I think
real quick, Mr. Encoder, I definitely sent stuff to Mr. Encoder, but I wasn't expecting him to do anything with it. I sent it to him because I just think he's a good guy, and he does a lot of stuff for the community. And I just sent him a bunch of my stuff. I wasn't talking about you, Mr. Encoder, so don't even worry about that for a second. I definitely sent things. I definitely sent things to people just to send them. But when you send something to an influencer, and there's some very close that I've sent stuff, and we're now in January, and we're now in August, 8 months, and they never even. And they had gotten the first one in the country. Like I gave them the first one. They had the scoop. And it's been 8 months and never did it.
Yeah, in the end, I spoke to again, being on with my Xbox site, you tend to talk to PR people and them sending out review product and all that stuff. And let me tell you, it's they said that they send out, let's say, 500 copies of a game, and if they get maybe maybe 50 reviews out of 500 sometimes.
Right.
That's what happens. And
Well,
apparently it's nature of the beast,
it
and they
is.
just accept it in a sense,
It
right?
is.
And I'm not saying these guys are, Electronic Arts and these other things, right? But in the end, what happens is that start building yourself a list and going, okay, this guy gets no more products because he doesn't do anything. So
Well,
in other words, that's what you got to do, is just sort of start keeping a list and saying, okay, X reviewer or X YouTuber, you're off the list. And
well,
then you
another
don't
thing,
send
like
them
Steph
anything.
said,
And then when you're big and popular, then they're going to come crawling back and you're going to go,
right.
sorry.
Well, Steph says something here, and I don't know if I fully agree, but I also agree. If you were sent something and accept it, you're obligated to do a video, in my opinion. I think to a point, right? I have definitely sent stuff to them, like I've spoken to them, and I sent stuff. So they didn't actually say send it to me. I have definitely done that. Now those ones I can understand not doing it. I'm so surprised. That's just me. So one of the things I've had to learn is not to always, someone asks me something, just I send it. Like I'm like, yeah, let me send it to you. I'm not going to do that anymore. I think at this point in time, my product line and the quality speaks for itself, and they can now start purchasing it on their own. And this way, there's two good things for that. When they purchase it on their own, they're not obligated, because some people definitely feel this. I know some people like, oh my God, I'm losing so many people. Mad Little Pixel. You could send something to Mad Little Pixel, he will still give you a completely brutally honest review. And I've gotten very good reviews from him. He's been honest. There's a couple things he critique, which is fine, but he gives honest reviews. Some people, when they get something, they feel like, especially a smaller channel, they feel like they have to give you a good review to make sure they get more items to review. And then people see that, and then it becomes a double-edged sword. They're not going to buy your product because obviously they didn't tell the full truth or felt like they didn't tell the full truth. And then that YouTuber loses credibility on the other side. I just think at this point in time, my stuff is not expensive. And Steps, thanks for the comment. And really quick, Steps is going, I believe, to the Portland Gaming Classic, and she's going to be doing a charity event out there for cancer. So I'm sure she'll be talking more about that on her channel. I'm going to donate some stuff to her to do that at Portland, and hopefully other people will as well. So I'm sure Steps will talk more about that, but just be aware that she's doing something really good for cancer.
Go subscribe to our
at the
channel.
Portland
We
Gaming
had her
Club.
on the show and everything.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
So you know what? To reiterate a little bit on the review thing, when companies would send us stuff, sometimes we were bombarded with so many products that we just couldn't get to them all, right? Depending on how busy, like around Christmas time, we used to get games all the time between September and December, all the time. So then we'd be like, sorry, we didn't get to your game. There's only so many people to do reviews and whatnot. And we would never promise anybody a good review or not. We would just tell, hey, look, we're going to give our honest opinion. And if you don't like it, take us off your list. That's what we would say.
Right. Well, I think,
and it's that simple.
And I've done this as well. I think if you're given a product, you do have to give your honest opinion. Now, just because you're giving your honest opinion,
refuse it.
Well, no, I'm saying it's going to be like my personal opinion. My personal opinion might be a little bit lenient compared to other people. Like if you put a review of mine,
for sure,
next to Mad Little Pixel or someone else, I mean, I'm almost like good cop, bad cop, because I try and take, when I do a review, I take it for the price point and its target audience. A lot of other people will take a product and just put it in a category it's not meant to be in.
That's right. Yeah.
So my reviews generally
those people
are,
you don't send stuff to at all. Don't send
anybody. So my reviews
like
are generally more lenient unless it's really like out there. Like it's really, really bad.
Well,
I'll state it. And again, like I think out of all the YouTubers, I think Cool Toy does the best. He's not telling you to buy anything. He's just expressing his opinion, and you make your own opinion. You want to buy it or not? He's not telling you to buy it. He's just saying, listen, hey, I enjoyed it, or hey, I didn't enjoy it, or hey, I liked it, but I found these problems. Yeah. That is a sign of a really good product reviewer.
And that's the thing too. And in the end, the other thing too is if you don't like somebody's product, tell them. Or if it's not the like, I'll give you an example. Like when again, to go back to my Xbox site and everything else, there was a company that was sending us toys, Halo toys for the Xbox, not for the Xbox, but Halo related toys. And they sent me boxes of this stuff. And after a while, I told the PR person, I said, look, I said, yeah, it's Xbox related, but my reviewers don't want to play with toys, you know, and she says it's okay. I said just take us off the list. Don't get
Right.
me wrong, we don't hate it.
Right.
It's just not our target audience,
Right.
and I think your products are cool, but you're asking a 30-year-old to pick up a Halo toy, and it may not be the right thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
And to say that honesty back to the person providing you this stuff, I think they appreciate that, so you're not wasting their time. And that's
and
the
I agree with you. And as far as this, I've known Metal Pixel for very long. I knew Metal Pixel when I think I had 2,000 subs, and he had something like 8,000. And obviously, he's over 130,000 now, so he's done very good for his channel.
that's cool.
And
Yeah. We should try to
oh,
get him
thanks,
on the channel
thanks,
too.
Mr.
or
Coder.
something.
But Metal Pixel, he's brutally honest, and that's just not my personality. My personality will always be I soften the blows. I try to
Maybe more
I just,
diplomatic. you know,
I am. It's just who I am. I try to be. Now,
and that's fine. Nothing
I
wrong with
mean,
that.
like the whole stuff when Arcade One up did what they did, that took a lot for me to actually come out, and I spent years of just like, what was that guy? What's that guy who does he's a comedian. He was in Star Wars. He had the 3 guns. Who was that comedian? Do you remember? He's got the 3 guns and what is his name?
3 guns in Star Wars.
Yeah, in the TV show, The Mandalorian. He had a gun, like a robot gun back here, and he had 2 guns. There was a 3rd gun. He's a comedian. I can't think of his name.
He's bald, and his
Yes.
wife is a black woman.
Yes, I can't think of his name.
What's his name?
But he's always like, you gotta push it down. You gotta push it down. You keep it down. And that's how I kind of am. With Bill Burr, thank you.
Bill
Hobby.
Burr, that's
Broadway,
right. Yeah,
Bobby
yeah.
Broadway. Whatever it is.
He
Bill
seems
Burr.
like a nice guy.
He's like, you gotta take this one. You push down the films. You gotta turn it. And I'm that way. I don't like to really bash something. I try and find the positive and as many things as I can. But in any case, I do think if something gets sent out, either you send it back, send it to someone who can use it, but to just
tell you, hey, this is not our cup of tea,
right,
or whatever.
When you hear nothing at all,
that's the thing. They're not being honest, and they can't be honest.
Right.
And those are the
Right.
people you don't want, because they're. I'll give you an example. So if they can't be honest with you, they're not going to be honest with the review. Is that simple?
Right.
If they don't have it in their blood to be honest, I don't believe that they have what it takes to be honest with a review. They don't have the kahunas to tell you, hey, Glenn, this is not our cup of tea
Right.
for our channel, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Then, okay, that's fine. I would rather hear that than them sitting on it and jerking you around.
Well, I've had
whatever,
some.
you know what I mean?
I've had
It's
someone
like,
say you could send it, but we won't get your review for like 8 months. I'm like, that's fine. I don't care about that. But when you do send something, or when someone actually says send it to me, so I'm like the first to review it, and it's been like 8 months and it's never reviewed, and I'm not getting another one. I'm going to switch gears for 1 second, Stephen.
yeah, go for
Switch
it.
gears. So I want to talk about a couple of people here. Now, people have definitely helped me. I've had my basement flood down here. A lot of people send me some,
And with
consoles.
Blue, the incident.
Blue
with
got sick. I did a GoFundMe for Blue, and it was like a $12,000 operation. Absolutely, people help me, and that's a beautiful thing when people go out and do stuff like that.
It's a rare thing.
it's not maybe not just a rare thing, but it's just definitely a good thing. So
in this day and age, you count those blessings.
You do. So we have a couple of fellow YouTubers right now that are going through some hard times. I just want to make your attention to it. I still have to donate. I am going to donate. I have not done so yet. I'm telling them right now I haven't done so yet, but I'm going to. Now I know John. This is John from Gen X Growing Up. I'm friends with him. I've known him for a couple of years. I've tried to get him on the show.
His channel.
I've tried to get him on the show a couple of times, but he's just always been too busy. And now he lost his primary job, and he's made YouTube his primary source of income. But in doing so, it was a risk because he doesn't have a medical plan. And I don't know what issues he's having right now, but he's having some health issues. And there is a GoFundMe for him. I'm not sure if I can put this link down here or if Jason AI can put it in here. I don't know. Let me see if I can put it in here. There may go. That's for John. He's reached $19,000 of a $25,000 goal for medical bills. Again, John is a very genuine person. He's a genuine person. He's got a very good channel. He covers stuff that we enjoy from the 80s. And even Wagner saying that John's a good dude. He's a very good dude. I've talked to him on occasion, but I would like to get him on the show at some point. But if you guys have some money, again, I'm not saying you have to, but if you have a couple of dollars, everything helps.
Oh, he's
And
got
he's
blood
getting-
clots in his legs and lungs, is what it says.
yeah, which is not good.
Wow.
It's
No,
not a
no,
good thing
absolutely
to have
not.
either
No.
one of those. So
I'm
if you
just,
guys
I was trying
can,
to figure out the diagnosis there. Yeah.
yeah. So if you can help him, I put a link down here for John. There's one of the person I'm going to show up as well, who I don't personally know in any way, shape, or form, but I do want to bring your attention to it as well. This is Patman QC, and he's also has some medical bills. He's got, again, both these guys are close to their goals. He's got $8,500 towards a $10,000 goal. I'll put a link down to his as well.
So for people that don't know him, I don't know him personally, but I sort of did a little research on the guy. His hands have been missing for a long time. And he does very extensive documentary style videos on video games. So he'll go on a rant about Mortal Kombat for 25 minutes about every little nook and cranny about that game, and he goes like, okay, and then he'll have another one about a different franchise, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever. And he's got a lot of them. So yeah, go ahead and support him. I mean, I don't know him personally or anything like that,
Right.
but it's he works hard at his videos. You can
and you don't have to
tell,
give a
like,
lot. You can give $5, $2, anything you could spare. I'm going to contribute both of them myself. I'm just waiting for my paycheck on Friday. I'll send some money. But people have definitely been there for me, and I can't tell you how much that meant to me when people supported me in that way. And I'm sure both Patman, QC, and John, again, we really appreciate it. Again, these are people that are doing stuff in the community that people do enjoy. And if you can help in any way, shape, or form, I just say I think it'll be a good thing. And that's all I'll say on that. Right, Stephen?
Yeah. No, hey, that's awesome. Go help them out. Whatever you can do, help them out. So it's good. So aside from that, we got about 15 minutes left in the show. I mean, let's talk about more stuff. Let's talk about movies.
16 minutes left. I got 16 minutes left.
Okay, 16. Well, no, it says 45 on my clock.
Your clock is wrong.
Okay, it's Canadian clock. It's metric. So, did you get a chance to go see Wolverine and Deadpool?
I did. And well, it's first of all, with all the garbage they've been putting out for the past couple of years, first we already knew it was going to be better than all them. It was enjoyable. There was about a 20-minute segment. I think they could have shortened. You may know what I'm talking about.
Probably.
They could have shortened it out. The rest of it was very good. And I don't give any spoilers away, but there was one cameo that came in that got me on. Like there was a cameo. Like, oh, they brought him back. And then he said something. Oh shit! They brought him back. And it was a shocker. It was a shocker.
Yeah, you and I talked about it before the show, but you know what? He is Marvel Jesus. He's Marvel Jesus. He's Marvel Jesus. He's
Marvel Jesus.
Referring to himself as Marvel Jesus. He's going to save the MCU.
He is. Well, so they've had total garbage. And what's funny, you did have to watch at least the first season of Loki. You don't have to probably watch both seasons. But if you didn't watch at least one or a few episodes of Loki, some of it
you're not going to be lost. But there's
but it doesn't make sense.
You're going to be like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. In the end, there's a few little cameos and little morsels of Easter eggs in there. Like if you watch, I think it's in the trailer, there's a CN Tower in Toronto that's tipped over in the desert in that other realm, and it's hilarious. It's they just put all this stuff in there, and go see it. If you haven't seen it, we're not going to spoil it.
Oh, well, Steph says she didn't watch Loki at all, and she still thought it was great.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed it. The minivan scene alone.
Oh yeah.
Was
So I was telling you, Glenn, and I didn't know if you had noticed or not, but when they were beating the crap out of each other in the minivan, there was a radio playing, and there was
I didn't know that.
Okay, so there's music on the radio for those of you that have seen it. It is not spoilery, by the way.
No.
They were when they were punching the crap out of each other, and the radio was changing channels, but the first song that played was a song from The Greatest Showman that Hugh Jackman was in. I was laughing my ass off because I was like, oh, they had to throw that in there. It was great, little tidbits like that they've thrown in there. That, and then Thor, the whole Thor thing.
It was very good. It was definitely worthy to watch. It was. Again,
it made over $1 billion.
There's been so much absolute effing garbage, TV-wise and movie-wise, that I've told you, there are 6 episodes of Star Wars, well, 7 episodes of Star Wars. I'll take Rogue One, and a couple of series. Other than that, Star Wars is dead to me. I mean, it's dead to me. Outside of that, Star Trek, all the new movies.
Well, they closed the studio down. Did you see that?
Yeah, the new Star Trek's also
TV is closed.
Dead to me. Yeah, dead to me.
It's
dead to me.
So you won't see
Indiana
Star Trek
Jones,
for a while now.
Indiana Jones 1, 2, 3. After that, it's more or less dead to me. So they've literally taken fans of 30 or 40 years and basically said, "Fuck you," and now we're saying "F you back." I'm done with them. I'm so done with them. I won't watch that stuff. I know.
With Star Wars, you mean, or just
any of them? 3? Star Trek, Star Wars, like the new. Even the some people say they're enjoying. I can't watch STD. I'm not watching any show called STD. And the one with Christopher Pike was that Strange New Worlds. Again, the fact that they have a Khan's great granddaughter on there, I'm like, fuck you. I'm not watching that stuff. I'm not watching it. Yeah, I will not watch that. So it's a
different audience. It's a different thing. It's a different whatever.
I am rewatching so many classic shows though. I'm back. I'm watching like Chico and the Man. I'm watching Sanford and Son. I'm watching shows that were good.
Yeah. Well, before the show, we were talking about my little retro reminiscing about Gene Wilder.
Yes.
So Glenn and I, we were talking about that before
crazy.
the show, and Gene Wilder. The reason I got there, and I forgot to tell you, is there was a documentary on Netflix about Gene Wilder's life, basically, and how he met Mel Brooks and to do Blazing Saddles, all that stuff. And I sat there and I went, oh yeah, he was in Stir Crazy. He was in Hear No Evil, See No Evil, whatever.
Young Frankenstein.
Oh yeah. And the guy was just hilarious. So yeah. And Woman in Red with Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science.
I forgot about that one.
And Gene Wilder just looked approachable in general. Like when you watch this documentary, you're kind of like, he could have been a buddy or something. You know what I mean? And apparently when fans would go up to him, he'd be very kind and everything. It was awesome.
So I gotta. I'm switching gears again because we're running out of time. Are you gonna watch the new Aliens or new Alien, Romulus?
The movie?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna wait till it comes out on streaming. I'm not gonna go to the movie theater for that.
Supposedly they're saying it's good, but I don't know. I think they're suckering me. My brother wants to go see it. We've always seen the Alien films. Well, 1, 2, 3 we saw, and also what was it? The Resurrection, Alien Resurrection. We saw those in the theater. I did watch
Prometheus. What do you think of that?
Oh my God, it was a mess. Prometheus was a mess.
Like I'm just asking if
It was horrible. It was horrible. It was an AI movie. They should have just made an AI movie and not made an AI movie.
That's the thing,
Silver
right?
Streak.
So
yes, Gene Wilder. Silver
in
Streak.
the end, you know what? I was watching that and they were showing Stir Crazy. Remember the scene where they go to prison and they had to pretend to be badasses? That's right. We're bad. Going through the prison. Do you remember that? That part was when him and Richard Pryor were going through the prison in Stir Crazy. Glenn, hello? Can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear me now. So can you get? Is this the same thing again? Is it you can hear me, but Glenn is muted? Hold on, I can't hear Glenn no more. Glenn is muted again. Okay, it's not just me. See, part of the problems is the entertainment.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
There, you're good now. You're good. Don't touch it anymore.
This is what happens when look. I'm gonna be honest. I'm selling you guys a Build-A-Cade.
But they can hear me though.
Wait, I am selling Build-A-Cade for $49.99. So my headphones are literally $5 headphones from Amazon, and my microphone is $7 from Amazon.
Set a GoFundMe
That's how it
for a really
works.
good audio setup to get some people going
Thanks,
on.
Jason. Thanks, Jason.
So, anyways, as I was saying, you remember that scene where in the prison they're going, "That's right, we're bad, we're bad," and trying to convince everybody that they're. That's right, they were going.
Yeah.
I saw that on the documentary, and I started laughing because I'd forgotten about that scene when I saw it as a kid. And
Well,
I
the
went,
thing is,
"Oh."
Gene Wilder
So
was in Blazing Saddles, and we tried. My brother and I tried watching it. And we can't watch it. It's like we've been so programmed over the past couple of
it's
years.
so wrong when you watch it. Eh?
It's like when I was a kid,
Guilty.
the bean
Guilty pleasure.
scene alone, I'm surprised I didn't die of laughter. I was like, what, 8 when that came out? We were laughing so hard in that bean scene, we couldn't stop laughing. And now,
Yeah.
I don't think we got more than 5 6 minutes into the movie. We turned it off. We can't watch this. My son's like, Dad, what is this? I'm like, oh, we can't watch this. That's bad. Because if you look back in the 70s, the Jeffersons, All in the Family,
Oh yeah.
Chico and the
They
Man.
call
That's
people
all those shows
punky
were.
and all that stuff.
That's all they were. And like now, it's like bad. It's like bad. And
Oh yeah.
we've
Oh,
been
yeah,
programmed.
terrible.
That COVID shot probably programmed us this way.
Oh yeah. Him and Richard Pryor were
Gold.
apparently from the documentary they were saying most of the stuff they were doing was ad-libbed. It was literally like improv, you know. So I was sat there and I went, "Oh my god." And apparently if you were there, it was amazing to watch. That these two people, and you know what? When the camera was off, they weren't buddies. They weren't mad at each other. They were there doing a job, and that was it.
Really?
Like Richard went his way and the other way, and thanks for doing it. They were friends, but they weren't like close buddies as you think. They sold it really well on film, apparently. So that's kind of a interesting
Yeah.
thing that they said in the documentary. They were like, it wasn't like they were mad or anything. It was just more like they did their job. They made it work really well. And then when it was time to go home, and even Gene Wilder said that he didn't realize that Richard Pryor had drug problems and all that stuff. He didn't know.
Oh, really? Come on. How could he not know
No,
that?
apparently he didn't really know. You know what I mean? So, and I agree with Takashi here. Comedy should be offensive. Comedy is not meant to be woke. You know, it should be
Edgy.
You know, it should be awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, that's the thing too. There's a couple of comedians I've seen, you know, like and people try to silence them. That's why I really do miss like George Carlin, because George Carlin just let it out there.
he said it like it was.
Yep, said it like it was, and he was brilliant. He was absolutely
when
brilliant.
he says it, it's people love the way he said it. You know.
Yep. And it was always right, which is the even better part. He was always
always
right.
exactly. So anyways, that's the whole Gene Wilder rabbit hole I've gone down. You know, as far as that's concerned. So it's pretty cool. Like, so probably me and my wife this weekend will watch The Women in Red. That looks like a good one to watch or whatever, or maybe is it Hear No Evil, See No Evil, or is it See No Evil, Hear No Evil?
Hear No Evil,
See No Evil for.
Yep.
Well, Stephen M said See No Evil, not Hear. It's not the other way. Whatever. So I don't know.
I'm dyslexic. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. So in the end, you know, so that was it's glad to be back into the groove of things with the show. You know what I mean? I think it's been too damn long.
Well, I've been watching lately.
Canadian watch only red green. No, false hobby hands. No.
My friend Mary Parker told me about the show called Lock and Key on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so my brother and I we're literally on the second episode of the second season, and it's pretty good. Still trying to figure a couple things out, but we figured a couple things out along the way. But if you haven't heard of that show or seen that show, it's not bad. So
it's not bad. The Umbrella Academy is not bad either.
Haven't got that's on the list. That is on the list. No,
yeah.
Speaking of which, you guys have the same problem. So Netflix changed their pricing scheme again, and they're putting commercials.
Well, I don't have commercials.
Not yet.
Well, not yet. Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
not yet. So Amazon did this. You're paying Amazon $120, and now they threw commercials in, and now Netflix, they did lower the price. I think they lowered me down to like $8 a month with commercials.
I
What the
paid
hell is up with
the
these services?
4K HDR.
Yeah, what's that?
package. I
They're
don't know what-
making money over hand over fist. The
Yeah.
streaming service. So I didn't watch commercials, and now you're throwing in commercials. What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, I don't
And you
know.
wonder
They're
why.
getting
And they
greedy.
wonder why
It's
people
just
go to the
greedy.
pirate sites. They go to pirate sites, download the whole season, so I have to
Okay.
deal with that shit.
You know what? The best advice we give people: speak with your money. Ditch them. Say goodbye, and then they'll be like, "Oh, why did it didn't work?" Well, you got too greedy, and I'm speaking with my money because business people, and not every business person, obviously, but in the more fat cats, we'll call them, of the business world, all they know is money. That's it.
It's sad.
It's sad. It's despicable, and it's it's terrible. So in the end, speak with your money. If you don't
Yep.
like their
And
that's all they're going to understand. You can call them
here's
and
what you
complain
do.
all day long.
Here's what you do. For 3 months of like Netflix, speak with your money, cancel the service, buy Build-A-Cade. There you go.
There you go.
There's
You
and
have
there's
way more entertainment with that.
Much more entertainment.
But that's the thing. That's how they understand. They understand by you canceling and not giving them money anymore. That's all
Yeah.
they. You can sit there and blue in the face and tell them that you're unhappy. They won't listen. It'll go in one ear, come out the other. You got to speak with your money, and that's it. That's
Well,
the
that's
way
the
to
only
do
way
it.
to
I'm
do it.
teaching my kids that. I'm teaching my kids. Don't try to argue with businesses. Just speak with your money. Pull the plug.
Well,
That's how it works.
it's the same thing with like the government, right? Especially in the States. I mean, Canada's different, is a different country, I get it. But in the United States, the government is supposed to work for the people, right?
Mhm.
The government is not supposed to put the finger down and telling us what to do. We, the people, it's right in there. We, the people, tell you, the government, what you can and can't do, and you just enforce those laws. They're there to enforce the laws that we, the people, put in place. Somehow, that's been perverted, and now the government tells us what we could do. You have to get a COVID shot. You got to do this. If you're an illegal alien, we'll give you a house, a car, a phone, and money and food. But if you're a veteran or homeless, tough shit, live on the street, and you get nothing. What happened? When did
It's
we lose
upside down.
control of all these things? When did this all
It's
happen?
upside down. That's all it is. It's just I don't know what they're trying to accomplish, to be honest with you. So, well, it's about that time. We're at the top of the hour.
I got to the bottom of my drink, and I got to the bottom of my rant there. So I do want to leave this by
Yeah.
saying, Stephen, it was good having you back. Stephen's be back
I'm
next
glad
week.
to be back. Yeah.
We do have some guests lined up. So next week, I think we'll have a surprise guest. I haven't told Stephen about it yet, so we'll talk about that. We're going to be getting guests back in here.
Yep.
But I appreciate Stephen coming back. It was a month long of. It wasn't the same without you, to be quite honest, Stephen.
It was 4 weeks. It probably got lonely a little bit there.
It did. I did.
I would get lonely if I was running the show by myself and going, put a cardboard cutout of me somewhere or whatever and pretend. But in the end, I'm glad to be back and back into the routine. And summertime is like that, right? You don't want to be in the house. You're traveling and all that stuff. So yeah. And then 2 weeks, I got to bring my son to university.
Oh,
so that's going to be an interesting thing. So pack all his stuff in the van and drive down, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I'm glad to be back. So
awesome.
I hope everybody has a good weekend. And
go build a Build-A-Cade. Spend your weekend, build a Build-A-Cade. Make a Don Kong Jr. and Popeye. But
the Donkey Kong Jr. I want one. That's simple as that.
It's a beautiful piece of art. I'm not going to lie. They three of them look great together and look great with Fix It Felix. And I'm going to do a punch out. I still have to do a punch out. I want to do a Player's Choice 10. I want to do one of those. It's going to be a whole bunch.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. You're going to have to stop after a while, but
nah, they take up less space than the big ones. But I do want to say again, I've been spending a lot of time over the past few months trying to sit back and look at myself as well. I've been doing so many different things. So I do want to tell all you guys watching this show, guys and gals, men and women, boys and girls, if you're watching this show, I do want to say I appreciate all of you guys. I really do. I love you guys. I'm human, like anyone else out there. We all are human, and being human means sometimes you don't do things right. You don't mean to or offend people. I don't mean to do any
Yeah.
of those things. If I have, I do apologize to anyone out there. But my close friends or people who were my close friends, maybe not so close anymore, maybe one day that things will work out and things get better. But in between those times, Stephen, I wish you a great evening tonight and a great weekend
You
with
too.
your family and friends.
The
And
real
to
friends
you
will
out
stick
there-
around.
To you out there, I wish the same to all of you. I love you guys. I wish you guys the best. And do take a moment to tell your family and friends that you love them, because you don't want to be having regrets. Like I have tons of them, but that's okay. It is what it is.
Yep.
But in between those times, everyone, I want to let you know, I want you to have fun. Game on.
And don't be an asshole.
Game on. Sit, Blue, sit. Good dog.